Hello all, welcome to my YouTube channel Know Biology. In this video we are going to explain about phloem tissue. This is the fourth video of this series, Anatomy of Flowering Plant. In my previous videos I have explained about meristematic tissue, simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue, xylem. I have given the link in the description box, please check it. Complex permanent tissue of plant. Complex tissues are made up of different kind of cells. Different kind of cells work together as a unit or they do a particular function. In plants, xylem and phloem constitute the complex permanent tissue. Let us look at its structure in detail. If we take section of a stem, the tissues here which are found inner side is called as xylem and these tissues are called as phloem. Xylem and phloem always stay together. Along with other tissues, they make vascular bundle. Xylem and phloem are called as conducting tissues. Xylem conducts water and minerals from soil to leaf where photosynthesis takes place. Whereas phloem conducts prepared food material from leaf to different part of the plant. In this video, we are going to describe about phloem tissue in detail. Let us look at some fact about phloem. The term phloem was proposed by Nageli in the year 1858. Phloem is derived from a Greek word phloios. Phloios meaning is bark. So phloem is the innermost layer of bark. The other name of phloem is bast and leptum. The leptum word was coined by Haberland. Function of the phloem. We know that the major function of phloem is transportation of food and nutrients like sugars, amino acids, different kind of hormones and micronutrients. It transports from leaf to different part of the plant where the growth is taking place. It can be roots or it can be developing leaves, flowers or fruits. The excess food which is prepared in leaf are transported to the storage organ like bulb, tuber and roots through phloem. The movement of substance in phloem is called as translocation. Translocation is always bidirectional. That means it can move up also, it can move down also, depending on the requirement. If growth is taking place up the leaf, then it will be transported up. If growth is taking place down, then the movement will be down. But the movement is always from source to sink. Source means the exporting organ. It can be mature leaf or it can be the storage organ in its exporting stage of development. Whereas sink means the non-photosynthetic organ where the food are utilized, like it can be growing stem, leaf, fruit, flowers. Let us look at some details about source and sink. In this first figure, we can see that photosynthesis is taking place in the mature leaf. So the food is transported through the phloem to the storage organ. And this leaf is called as source, whereas the storage organ is called as the sink. But in this second figure, we are seeing that leaf development is taking place. So there is no photosynthesis in the leaf. Food is supplied from the storage organ to the leaf. So now this is called as source and leaf is called as sink. Source and sink can be reversible. Phloem is a complex permanent tissue. So it is made up of different cellular elements which are also called as phloem elements. In angiosperm, phloem is made up of sheep tube cells, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fiber. In gymnosperm, what we see is there is no sheep tube cell. Instead of sheep tube cell, there is sheep cells. And instead of companion cell, there is albuminous cells. If we look at the internal structure of phloem, we can find this complex structure which is made up of sheep tube elements, companion cells, phloem fiber which is associated and phloem parenchyma. Let us read detail about structure of these elements one by one. Start our discussion with sheep tube elements. Sheep tube element are the first element and these are living cells. In mature state, if we see sheep tube element do not have cytogels, ribosomes or Golgi apparatus, though they are living. We find very less cytoplasm which is attached to the plasma membrane. They do not have nucleus. It's an important feature. The only cell without nucleus is sheep tube cell. And there is a central vacuole with lots of tonoplast. The cell lumen is mostly free so that phloem sap conduction can take place through this lumen. And this end plate, we can see it is very perforated. Sheep tube members, the end plate which is perforated or lots of pores, we can call it as sheep plates. Sheep plates, why the name has become sheep plate? Because it is resemblance with sheep. Sheep plate can be simple or complex. If it is simple, the entire wall is converted into sheep area. Whereas in complex sheep plate, we can see that there are many sheep areas which are separated by intact end walls. And these sheep pores are modified plasmodesmatas. Plasmodesmatas are those which connects one cell to other cell. Sheep elements arrange one above the other to form a tube which is called as sheep tube. We can see here this is one sheep tube element. This is another sheep tube elements which are arranged one above the other to form a sheep tube. And these sheep tubes are arranged longitudinally to form the parallel columns. This is one sheep tube and this is another sheep tube which are arranged parallelly to form columns. The sheep tubes are interconnected by cytoplasmic strands. One protein found in the sheep tube element is called as P protein. It's a very important protein which means phloem protein. We can see here some cytoplasmic strands which are found adhering to the P protein. The main function of pea protein is to block damaged sieve tube elements. Sometimes the sieve tube elements get damaged, so there is chance of phloem sap coming out. That time pea protein and callose, they together block the sieve pores. Another interesting thing we can see in the winter, when there is no photosynthesis in the winter, callose carbohydrate, which is an insoluble carbohydrate, it blocks the sieve pore. It forms callose plug. So there is no conduction or transportation of food material. Whereas during spring, when the temperature increases, callose plugs dissolves and the sieve pores gets open, so that transportation takes place again. The second element of phloem is companion cells. In angiosperm, companion cells are called as sister cell of sieve tube element. Why? Because they start together as a single cell. That means one single cell divides to form two cells, one bigger cell and one is smaller cell, and one converts into sieve tube element, other converts into companion cell, and they stay together throughout their development. These companion cells are specialized parenchymatous cells. They are smaller and narrower than the sieve tube members. They have granular cytoplasm, big vacuole, and a very prominent nucleus. Sieve tube elements and companion cells are connected to each other by the pit area which is present in their longitudinal wall. Function of companion cell. We saw that in sieve tube cell there is no nucleus, but in the companion cell there is nucleus. They give company to each other. The metabolic support to the sieve tube is given by companion cell. Another function what companion cell does is during phloem loading and unloading it helps. That means here this is the photosynthetic cells where the sugars are prepared, and this has to be loaded to the phloem for the transport. So for the loading and for the unloading in the sink, this companion cell helps. Phloem parenchyma is another type of phloem element which is associated with phloem. They are present in all pteridophyte, gymnosperm and in dicots. But in monocots, phloem parenchymas are absent. The phloem parenchyma is comprised of elongated and cylindrical cells. They are like normal parenchyma cells which has very thin cell wall, presence of large vacuoles and a prominent nucleus, and also they have dense cytoplasm. In phloem there are two types of parenchyma. One is axial parenchyma, another one is ray parenchyma. Phloem parenchyma function. Phloem parenchyma does multiple roles. The major function of phloem parenchyma is storage. It stores starch, resin, latex, gum and mucilage. Phloem contains food, so it is attractive target of insect. To get rid of that, it contains a anti-herbivory compound which is called as tannin. Water and nutrients should flow in both the direction. That means it should go up also. It should move from inner to outer side also. Sieve tube and companion cell conducts from up down to up. so that phloem parenchyma conducts water in radial direction to the growing periderm. Phloem fiber, which is the only dead element of phloem tissue. This is just sclerenchymatous fiber, which is also known as bast fiber or phloem fiber. They are generally present in the secondary phloem of angiosperm. They are narrow, they are elongated cell, and they have a pointed apices. We can see there is very thick deposition of lignin so that the lumen is highly reduced. Function of phloem fiber. Phloem fiber gives mechanical strength to the plant. Because of its tensile strength and pliability, it is used commercially a lot, which is called as bast fiber. We can see here some jutes, hems and sun hems from where these bast fiber are extracted and used commercially to make rope and all. Sheath cells. Sheath cells are present in the phloem of lower plants like gymnosperm and pteridophyta. They are different from sheath tube elements. They are single cells and their end wall is tapered. We do not find a particular sheath plate in sheath cells. Their sheath areas are scattered throughout their wall. They use sheath cells instead of sheath tube elements because they do not form a tube-like structure. They are connected side by side to conduct the phloem saps. Companion cells are absent. Sheath cells are accompanied by another cell which is called as albuminous cell. Albuminous cell work same as the companion cell which is present in angiosperm. Edward Strasburger first described the cell, that's why it is also called as Strasburger cell. The name is albuminous cell because it contains some kind of protein which is very similar to egg albumin. Classification of phloem. Phloem is classified into primary phloem and secondary phloem. Primary phloem is of two types, protophlloem and metaphloem. Primary phloem are those phloems which are found during primary growth and it is derived from apical meristem, whereas they are found both in monocots and dicots. Whereas secondary phloem are derived later during secondary growth. They are found only in the dicot. According to origin, primary phloems are of two types, protophlloem and metaphloem. Protophlloem are first formed phloem which have narrow sheath elements and they are short-lived. Metaphloem are later formed phloems which have wider and larger sheath elements and they live for a longer time. Let us summarize the slide. We studied about phloem. Phloem is a complex permanent tissue. It contains four kinds of elements: sheath elements or sheath cells, companion cells or albuminous cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fiber. They work together as a unit. The major function of phloem is to transport food or nutrients from leaf to different part of the plant. Thanks for watching the video. If you like the video, please like, share Subscribe and write your comments below. Press the bell button to know about my new videos. Thank you.